Yo, what up guys? Woods here with another educational video, and this time I got a special guest, Pluto. We're gonna be going over order blocks again. I think it's the perfect video to talk about and go a little bit more in depth. I appreciate all the feedback as well. If you wanna get access to my automated bots in WoodsBot, I'm gonna leave the link down below. Now let's jump right into the video. All right guys, the first chart that I wanna look at here is gonna be Ethereum. I'm going to go over some analysis that has happened in the past, that is happening in the present, and some reactions that may occur in the future. I'm gonna just scroll up on this 1 month example here, just because I wanted to start from the higher time frame. We got the impulse in price up, the resistance to push price down, people willing to rebid this push down, and then for price to expand thereafter and push upwards, leaving a level of demand back down. So on a higher time frame perspective, to just start things off, for Ethereum, you could say we have an untapped monthly level of demand. If I ever wanted a very high convicted level to buy, it would be around this 25-45 level, saying that will retest the middle end of that demand. In reality, this whole level should be a buy, right? And that's demand. Once a demand is broken through, whether it be like this, slipped under, I treat it as an order block. Now, let me scroll in once I draw this box here, and I just want to leave that there so that we have that for reference. This is our monthly demand untapped. And when I scroll down at time frame on the weekly, we're gonna just search for demand blocks, right? And I want to just go through some examples here with you and just show you how price has reacted, how it can react, and so on and so forth. So this weekly demand here that price previously retested and jumped off of before punching the lower high and rejecting back through, down, right? This is a prime example of a level of demand that was holding before eventually rejecting, flipping as an order block downwards once it broke through. So when price comes to this level, whether it be up or down for a retest like that, or a retest like that, or a retest like that, all that is to be said in the future. Right now, I want to show you where price is and how it kind of reacted thereafter. So you see how price pushed up here, obviously created that monthly level of demand that we talked about before ultimately pushing up into this weekly block. Now, I want to scroll down a time frame and really just kind of highlight what's going on in this level, because from doing so and looking at blocks on the higher time frame, you are then able to place good alerts around key levels so that when price comes to, you know how to react and at least look for the reactions to react, right? So we had price chop in between this level, which would have been a break of this high, a nice close above, price consolidation here very tight. So essentially when you're entering in longs and shorts around this level, you're really targeting liquidity from either side and momentum to the upside. We eventually moved up, broke up, closed the 1 day above the level that we haven't, closed above for quite some time, right? This is good confluence to get into a trade, saying as we're looking to reclaim this bottom end of the order block, okay? So again, how would you play that? And this is how I do things. Let's say I scroll back, let's say price is chopping within this level, and I'm just kind of unsure what the market is gonna do here. So I go ahead, let's say I'll place an alert at around this level. The green is gonna be my alert, so when the green hits, I'll know how to react. I'll maybe look at the RSI, see how momentum is, see if we got closures above, maybe even look at lower time frame, look at the 4 hour, look at the hourly, right? So it's gonna push, and I wanna highlight there what happened on the 4 hour as well. We already saw the 1 day close, so now let's see when price first pushes. So price is gonna push, and it's gonna tap our level before ultimately rejected for a little bit, right? So people are naturally gonna look to scalp these moves, and rightfully so. They're good levels to scalp, assuming deviations of this level, acceptance back within. But that does not happen. What happens is momentum pushes upwards, accepts this lower time frame range, before eventually breaking consolidation and pushing into the block. We also ended up closing that 4 hour, and let's just kind of open up the RSI, see what's happening here. So, people can anticipate a bearish divergence, but we do end up pushing above the dotted line. And for me, that for sure signals that momentum is still looking to push up. And you see what happens thereafter. We close the 4 hour, eventually chop back within the range. So a good invalidation for that play would have been right under the current painted lows, right? and you get a push upwards. You might not get it on this end. Let's say you play that and you have an invalidation over here, you get swept, but you have good confirmation there on an SFP. We ended up sweeping that level, closing above. That's a confirmed SFP, and you still have that easy invalidation right there. So even if you were to play a tight position, let's say you had your long right over here, stop loss here, you got stopped, and then you see confluence for it to push back upwards. You can for sure enter in either right there, or you could just enter in on another flip with easier invalidation right below that low for a push back upwards. That goes to show you just how beautiful these higher time frame order blocks can give you conviction even on the lower time frame. Set an alert, see what happens. Even if you set an alert here, this is a decent level to short if you play order blocks like that. You know, if you play highs to lows, you like to treat them as ranges, given, you know, momentum is on your side and you're not playing against the current trend. Looking at all types of confluences, whether it be liquidity, whether it be specific highs, etc., etc. So let's scroll back down onto the daily, see what price does after that. And you can see how we eventually pushed up, took out these highs, and we eventually rejected back down, retested the top end of this block before flipping. So people were for sure looking to short that level, like I said previous. Let's scroll down to the lower side frame. They get blown out or they go underwater for quite some time before price eventually comes back and gives them a chance to either exit or trap more shorts on, say, people assume we're gonna reclaim back downwards. It's all how you treat the order block. You make your bets, you place some based on your confluence. I bet you if you're looking at RSI at this price point as well, you're catching some sort of low. See how oversold the RSI gets within this level? I would not be looking to short that personally. Like, that's just not a level I'm looking to short. And when we scroll down to the hourly, you can see even hourly divergences start to pile up in this level. This is a good level to assume liquidity has swept, printed SFPs, and printed divergences for a pushback upwards. It's all how you interpret it, guys. That's very important. You have to make sure that you're sticking to your biases. You're formulating plans based on your confluences. And then when we scroll time frames, like, I just want to show you guys some things. You can see the 3-day start to close above. I mean, even on the weekly, we start to print a nice demand zone right here. Absolute impulse candle with the weekly closing above. Just good confluence happens on a higher time frame, but lower time frame, you know, you need to be really kind of moving calculated, like extremely calculated. I want to even show you guys some reactions here. So on the 1 day, I wanted to pull up this block right here, because just like you would look at a weekly block, you're gonna look at a 1 day block as well. Let's say you had this level right over here, 1 day level of demand. We came down, retested, pushed up, made new highs, came down, ended up sweeping before pushing back up, sweeping these highs, closing below, printing an SFP before reversing down, coming back up, retesting, deviating slightly above, so printing some lower time frame candles, giving people the impression we're gonna close back up and maybe go for a move up before eventually rejecting, printing a lower high without even retesting fully before rejecting again. That is other ways you can be utilizing order blocks. It's all up to your interpretation. That's why I say it's important to understand the time frame you're trading around. It's important to have your alerts set around these levels, so if price is deviating here, we get a push back above, you understand that we're at the top end of a block on the 1 day, and we're ready to make moves, ready to look at what type of confluences are happening around that level. Let's say we bring the bar back here and see where RSI was, see what type of maybe lower time frame divergences were piling up. So we had a bearish divergence in price there happening at the top end on a deviation, right? Let's open up the 1 hour and see what type of divergence is printed. Yeah, I mean, under the dotted line, accepting below, not really showing significant strength. Good confluence, I mean, to really kind of look to escape plays on the lower time frame. Even these type of reactions, you see we close hourlies below. These are good confluence to say maybe I should not look for longs, maybe I should be a little bit more patient. Again, all up to your interpretation. Follow momentum, follow liquidity. I want to keep pushing out good examples for order blocks and supply and demand, support resistance throughout. I made a good playlist for you guys to follow along on these educational videos as I post them. I appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure to back test the order blocks. Make sure to even look back at previous price action. Past price action is going to dictate the future. There's a lot of moves to be had, guys. Make sure you click all my links down below to get access into WoodsBot. Check all my previous educational videos, and make sure you use the WAP link to get access to my trades now live at Wealth Group. I'll see you guys in the next. Peace.